This is Ardennes, also known as Battle of the Bulge, 1985, published by TK Computerware, written by Mark L. Stuber. Copyright on the screen 1984, but released 1985, costing £9.95 with an average magazine score of 40%. It's a war game of the Battle of the Bulge in December 1944. You play as the Germans, and your objective here is to drive a wedge through the Allied armies and generally cause havoc. At this stage of the war, they knew they'd lost, and this is a last-ditch attempt to maybe get a separate piece from the Allies, possibly capturing Antwerp. Movement is performed using the cursor keys. Moving into rivers or forests costs an extra movement point. German infantry has 4 movement points. German tanks have 10. If you move next to an enemy unit, you have to stop. This includes diagonally, and it asks you to want to attack with the A symbol. Yes or no is the answer, lowercase. It then asks you which direction to attack in, and you have a little compass here. You select the numbers 1 to 8 or 9 not to attack. What are the units? German 6s and 3s are tanks. German 2s and 4s are infantry. On the first turn, the Germans get a bonus to attack because it was a surprise attack, a 50% bonus, which is considerable. Units defending forests get a +1 bonus to defence. Units defending rivers get +2. Although it looks like you can attack an enemy unit with as many units as you like, in fact you can only attack with 2 units at a time. The map is bigger than one screen and will scroll automatically as you move. Sound is limited to beeps when moving and 2 beeps when combat is resolved. Once you've used all your movement points, the game automatically selects the next unit. If you try to move into a square and you don't have enough points, it doesn't let you and marks you with an X. If you choose not to move any further, you can press 9 to end that unit's turn. There are no supply routes in this game, so you can move wherever you like. There is no offside rule. The game is won by causing more casualties than you suffer, also by occupying towns. Here I drive my panzers, which are German number 3s, through a gap in the Allied lines into their rear area. You can also scroll the map manually by pressing the letter S. It then asks you which direction you want to scroll the map, up, down, left or right, and then a number. You can see every enemy unit, and they can see all of your units, so it's useful to try and plan your moves ahead. After that, it goes back to where it was before. This is the entire map, which I built out of screenshots. It's about 2 by 2 wide. You can see where all the towns are, and the rivers and the forests. After you've moved every single unit, the border changes to magenta to represent combat. We then go through every combat. Combat is resolved as follows. It calculates the attacking strength and the defending strength. Defenders get bonuses for being in forests or on rivers. The numbers represent their strength. And on the very first turn, the Germans get a 50% bonus. This then generates a ratio, which is actually a difference. A dice is thrown and then a result is calculated. Results vary from defender is killed, both sides lose a unit, defender retreats, attacker is killed. This happens for every single combat. At the end of the German attack phase, the border changes to red to represent the Allies. Allied units are the red numbers, 3s, 4s, 5s and 6s. No 6s as yet though. However, the numbers mean different things. Allied 3s and 4s are infantry. Allied 5s and 6s are tanks. Allied tanks can move 12 spaces as opposed to the German panzers can only move 10. The Germans were crippled by fuel problems. After the Allies have moved, there's an Allied combat phase, which works the same as before. Then the border changes to cyan, where it calculates the results, lets you know how many units you've lost, how many units you've killed, and how many towns you control. In order to win at the end of turn 18, the German ratio must be 1.6 or greater. 1.3 or greater represents a draw. Anything less than that is an Allied victory. And each turn you get some reinforcements to each side. And that's the game.